What is up, YouTube? I'm back again with this series that has been dragging on for a very long time. I would honestly like to get going with this series, complete this box, start on other boxes that may be a lot more exciting. And I apologize that I just took so long, but let's get back into it. Hopefully we can wrap up this machine in the next few videos. The last thing we did was set up FTP, so now we are going to set up SSH, and if possible we'll start working on the binary in this same video. If not, that will be the next video. SSH shouldn't be too hard to set up. What you need to do is to sudo apt install open SSH, I think it's called server. And since this is using Vagrant, it already has OpenSSH server installed. That's why it's not going to install it again. But once you do that, you need to sudo ufw allow SSH traffic. We've used ufw already. It's just a firewall thing to manage your rules. So that is basically how you install and allow SSH traffic. So we can throw this in our installation script. Copy this. Paste, we don't need that space, change that to SSH, and then ufw allow SSH. That is basically how you install SSH. After this, it should be up and running, and if you want to change the default port, you change it in the configuration file, which would be in etc SSH. It'll be the sshd config, not the ssh config. There's a difference. So this here where it says port 22 is where you change the port. You can port it to whatever port you want. It is absolutely necessary if you have a home server that you have in your network. It's good practice to change the default port, but we don't want to change that for now, and that is literally it for SSH. All right, considering installing SSH was very short and easy, we can start working on the binary right now in this video. So I already did some testing, that's why the screen looks different, but we're gonna need a bunch of stuff for testing, and then we're gonna transfer what we need into the installation script. So this might take a while to install. This is gcc multi-lib, I hope I spelled that right. We need Python 3 pip. We might need that. What else might we need? I think that's what we need for now. That's gonna take a while to install, so while that's doing that, let's copy this. Moving the binary to FTP. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the binary on this Linux machine, because Linux is very easy to use as compared to Windows, and then we're gonna put it in this data file. So when the installation script is transferred to the machine we're building, it's gonna transfer the binary as well, the binary that's already configured and all that, so that someone can go into the FTP folder and find it and reverse it, etc. So the binary we're gonna use is one already made by CryptoCat. I already have his GitHub open. I love CryptoCat a lot. He has a lot of stuff on binary exploitation, etc. Very, very interesting stuff, right? So this is the binary we're going to be using. We're just going to be editing it just a tad bit. Full credit to CryptoCat. I'll leave a link in the description for his channel. So I'm gonna call it rin.c. Renegan, short for Renegan. Renega, however you want to pronounce it, but we want to edit it just a bit. As you can see, it's got a key that's 0x123 whatever. It's got a character buffer, printf yes. So when you run the binary, it's gonna ask you, yeah, and then it uses gets, which is a dangerous function, as you'll see. And then if the key is equal to 0x dead beef, it's gonna print good job, and then it's gonna print the key. That means you were successful at your attempt. Otherwise, it just prints the key. So as you can see, the key is this, and it's never going to equal to dead beef. So somehow we need to overflow this character buffer and then change the value of the key to match dead beef. not that difficult. This is one of the more simpler buffer overflows to learn. But yeah, it's pretty easy. Two ways to do this. You can use an exploit, which could probably write in Python. That's what we're gonna be doing. Or you could reverse this branch in Binary Ninja, which is literally just clicking patch and then reverse binary, invert branch, and then these two are inverted. You save it, you compile it, you run it, you get the key. It's literally that simple. What we want to do is spit out the password for the user Naruto on this machine. So we need to make a password for Naruto, and the password for now would be Naruto. Actually, let's use the password we're gonna use in this thing. User password. I think this could work. Maybe a couple of underscores to make it look like a sentence, whatever. But this is the password for the user we're gonna use, and so we can save that and put this here. And syntax errors, we need that. So it's gonna print good job. It's gonna print the key. What else do I want it to print? I want it to print. It's gonna print. And then %s print the pass. So I hope this all works, and we can see this is all done installing, but we are not there yet. So this is our binary code. We are not going to be giving the attackers access to the source code, because then they'll see the password, right? They can always decompile the app if they want to see that, but that's definitely not going to work. So now what we want to do, where are we? Let's go into the desktop. Is there no desktop? Okay. Nano this run.c, paste it, save it, cat it out, it's saved. To compile this, there's a bunch of flags that we need, which I don't remember off the top of my head. Tag Z, I know tag F, no. Stack exec, tag Z. So this literally just compiles your binary with no permissions at all, no protections, no security whatsoever. And we also want it to be 32-bit. So tag M32. Is that all? No stack, tag Z, exec stack, no pi, tag M32. Yeah, so which means no stack canaries. We can execute code on the stack. We can do all that great stuff. So now that we run this, I typed this incorrectly, of course. No stack protector. Full credit to CryptoCat, to be honest. He has a bunch of great stuff on binary exploitation. But now that we have our binary, we want to use the same exploit he developed for this. But to use this exploit, as you can see, it's importing from what we call pwn. And that is pwn tools. We don't have pwn tools. So we can look at the documentation to install it. But before we can install it, I prefer using pwn tools with Python 2. It seems that exploit development is a lot easier in Python 2 because of bytes and some of those differences rather. So we want a Python virtual environment. There's one specific one that I like. Here it is. Where's the installation? There we go. Do we even have Python on this thing? I don't think it has Python. Yeah. It doesn't have Python too. That's crazy. Now that's gonna have to install. It's a lot of stuff to install just to test this binary, which is insane. But it is what it is. We signed up for it. Anyways, we can switch this out just to make it a tad bit more fancy, I guess. Who is Sasuke, if I can type, better than Naruto? If someone types yes, they are dumb. And then we ask, are you dumb? Okay, we can save that. We're not gonna need it right now. Maybe not yet. We're gonna need to install Python pip. Oh my days. This is fun, isn't it? This is what building a box looks like. Okay, that took a long time. We still need to install a bunch of stuff. I hate that, but it is what it is. Once we run this command, we should be able to create a Python 2 virtual environment and then install Tools, which takes forever. Tools takes forever. So if we run this command, Python tag m virtual environment, we want to create a Python 2.7 virtual environment. We'll call it venv. And as you can see, we have our virtual environment. To use the virtual environment, we type source, the name of our virtual environment bin, and then activate. And if we run Python tag version, as you can see, we're running Python 2.7 because we are in our virtual environment. If we type in deactivate, I hate the sound. Oh my goodness. If we type in deactivate and hit Python tag version, pretty sure it's going to say Python 2.7 as well. Yeah, because we installed Python 2.7 on this, but then this also has Python 3. But because of dependency issues and libraries and whatnot, you'd rather install things in a virtual environment, as everyone suggests. We already have Python and Python pip. What we need is git python dev, this libsl, yada yada stuff, sudo apt, install that. Some of these things are going to take a while, especially Tools. It's going to take forever, I tell you that. Come on, paste that, copy this, and then paste that. This is going to take a while, so you can go take a piss, grab a coffee. Yeah, take a break, actually. Okay, so that took a while, but I think that should be the last thing we need to begin testing our binary. All this just to test this binary. None of these commands are going in the installation script. As you can see, the installation script would take forever to build. But if you really do want to put them in your installation script, hey bruh, you do you. So we're gonna take this now and just rm rin.c and remove Renegon. We want this new one. Oh my days, I don't want to paste that. Nano rin.c, paste, save that. Where's the gcc command? I don't remember it by head, so I'm gonna look for it. Okay, so now that we have this binary, we want the exploits. It's importing from pwn, which we now have. Exploit.py and some Python 2 scripts. What it's gonna do is start the process, which means it's gonna open our binary, right? And then it's gonna send a line after it opens the binary. It's gonna send 32 A's, right, to fill in that 32 character buffer. And then after that, it's gonna send the, I think this is the hex version of dead beef, P32. Not too sure about that part, but it's gonna send this string dead beef, which is the key, right? And so that it jumps into the first branch of our code, this branch, which spits out the key, the password, and asks the person if they're dumb, right? Perfect. And then it just prints out the stuff. We can make it interactive. if we want to, but that doesn't matter for this type of exploitation. This is somewhat the easier type of binary exploitation, so we don't need to make it interactive. So fingers crossed, if we run this, we should get the password, and we did not. Why is that? Why is that, my brother? A lot of testing. I wish I could open this in. I wish I could open this somewhere. I can copy and paste, but I cannot. Why is this the case? Is it because I put it before the buffer? Let's see. Paste that in. It didn't even print the "Are you dumb?" did it? Okay. RMM. Let's remove that binary. Where's GCC? Compile it again. Run the exploit, and there we go. Yeah, it's because we put it before the buffer. So this needs to be after the buffer. C is just very weird. Don't trust C. Don't use it. I mean, if you use it, it's fine. You do you, but someone should be able to recognize that this is a password, and then they can use this password to jump in as Naruto. So now that we have a working binary, we can move this binary to our shared folder. The one we have already in root. It's called data. Alright. Now that that worked, now we have it here on our Windows machine. It is on a data folder, and we can keep this rin.c, but we're just not gonna put it on the machine once it's actually built. That reminds me. Move root data renegan to var ftp renegan, and then we want to change the owner to nobody so that people can just download it like that. So it's going to be in the data folder. It's going to be moved to the ftp folder. Let's test it out. Sudo move renegan. Okay, we don't have it. We actually have to do it like that, but I don't want to move it. I want to copy it. So instead of moving it right now, we can copy and then paste that, but we need root permissions. Sudo, that seems to have run properly. I can clear this. Let's pretend I hadn't done this already. We need to look for the IP address. Copy that, FTP. Let me make this a tad bigger, right? Is that gonna work? Doesn't seem like it. Why is FTP not working, my brother? Okay, now it works. Anonymous, and login successful. We have our binary renegan, so it can be downloaded from FTP, which is what we want. What a tiring video. So many things to install, but so that we don't forget, let's put the things we need to do next. We need to put privesc, add user Naruto, we We need to add the user Naruto. We need to clean up. This is what we need to do next, and we'll probably be done with this machine. If I think of anything else we need to do, I will add it in the upcoming videos. But soon enough, we'll have wrapped up with this machine and we can start building other fun stuff. Active Directory, stuff in the cloud, etc. But until then, I will catch you in the next one.